All right, so best way to make a simple building or simple skyscraper, you can start off with the widgets. We have the select box, cursor, move tool, rotate, scale, and your widget, which combines everything. I like to use the widget that combines everything. You can just enlarge your rectangle, and that's pretty much it. Now, if you want to get more advanced, you can go into edit mode. We can subdivide it. We're going to use these subdivisions as windows. You can subdivide it as much as you like. We can do we can do I for indent. We can do I for indent. If it's not acting right, you can try clicking O for individuals or I seems to work. If you look at the top of your keyboard or the top of your monitor, you see that when you press on to something, it'll give you different things, such as thickness. It's right under the animation bar where it says File, Edit, Render, Window, Animation. You'll see that it says some different things on how you can change and work with the tool. In this case, I works better. So let's start from the beginning so you're not confused. I'm gonna hit Control Z to undo. Go back to where everything's selected. I'm gonna select I, and since the individual is already on, if I click O for instance, it does something different. If I hit I, if I hit B, it doesn't work really well. If I hit O, it doesn't work really well. If I hit I again, now it's starting to work when I hit I. You want to make sure that nothing is crisscrossing when your mesh isn't getting crazy. If it is, that means you're not going to be able to add color. All right, so just that fast, we have a building with windows. I'm going to go back to object mode. In object mode, I'm going to go to add. I'm going to make it ground. I'm going to make the ground bigger, either by dragging this up, or if this box disappears, you can always click S for scale and drag your mouse to make it bigger that way. All right, so now we have this huge playground, this huge space for our city, right? I can move this up. An easy way to just start to plan things out would be to just grab this tool, which will help you add any type of object you want. Right now it's at the cube. If I anything with the little triangle like this has a menu on it. So when I press and hold, it gives me other options. Right now I want it on the cube. You see the light is on the floor. That means that's where the cube is going to go. I can choose how wide it's going to be and then go up from there. I can continue to build things on it. I can use some of the tools over here to move things around. I can zoom in. If I scroll with my mouse wheel, I can move around. I zoom in and out. Pretty basic. Make another one here. If I don't like where that is, I can grab it, kind of move it around a little bit. I can start to make things like bridges. Put another building here. And this helps you really start to plan and figure out what you want your building to look like, or your city to look like. Now, you can continue like that for your plane, or you can use your street to help you figure some things out. I'm going to go to edit mode, right click, subdivide on the street, turn this up a few, because each one of those lines is going to be a street. I'm going to make it 12. I can click C on my clipboard, press C on my keyboard to select different things. And this will be the start of me designing what my street will look like. So I can In order to get out of this circle select, I have to hit escape on my keyboard. That's the only way to get out of it. Now I can extrude this part of my street down. So now it looks like my buildings are on sidewalks. I can go back to object mode and continue to add more buildings, right? Maybe a larger one is in the middle. That'll be a large skyscraper. Once again, once I have everything planned out, I can go to edit mode if I want to play around with this building. Go to faces, click on the faces. Remember, don't forget, you have points, G for grab, escape if I don't like it. Edges, once again, click on it, G for grab, move it around. Maybe I like that. That's kind of fun. I can use my knife tool to cut things. Maybe I want to cut here. Hit enter. I can go back to my extrude, scale that down, and just play around with the different type of buildings that I have. When I want to add windows, don't forget what we just went over. If I want to add windows to this building, I go ahead and click on a face. I can subdivide that face depending on how many windows I want. That's kind of weird. I like it. So then with those faces selected, I'm going to hit I for indent and make my weird windows. All right. I can even grab this point, go to points. And again, I decided I don't like that. So I can hit Control Z, undo, because I didn't like the way it moved things down. I can just grab this point if I want it to be funny. Go to the transform tool or the move tool, move this up. And then I can go ahead and cut. You can cut, play around with things, do different things for your building. Enter to keep it that way. Go back to my selection tool, right click to subdivide and give it windows. Those some different windows, right? Control Z to go back to selection. I for indent. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. E to extrude. So your job is just to play around, begin a cityscape. There are no mistakes. Try not to delete objects. Try to play around. Undo. You can undo things that you might not like. Try not to delete anything. Uh, whatever mistakes you make, try to make it part of your cityscape. Just go in, have fun, and we'll slowly add more and more details to the cityscape.